This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Thanks for tuning in to News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler, and today is October 23rd.
Well, Dakota Saldivar was in court today for his sentencing in the 2018 murder of his mother, Dawn Liebig.
Saldivar and his brother, Michael Wilson, both 17 at the time of the murder, confessed to the stabbing and bludgeoning death of their mother because, according to the report from the sheriff's office, they did not like her parenting style. The pair also told police that she was sick with cancer, and they were tired of hearing her complain. Dawn Liebig, who was 46, was reportedly stabbed 46 times and received 16 fractures to her skull by a hammer. Following their confessions, the teens led police to the shallow grave near their residence where they had buried Liebig and where they had hid the murder weapon. According to records, Saldivar reportedly came up with a plan to kill his mother. Wilson, who was adopted by Liebig later in life after his mother died of cancer, reluctantly followed but led the attack. The kids told Liebig that their mother believed she was being attacked by an intruder and called out for her sons to help her, according to the police report. Her last words were, "Is this really happening?" Today in Judge Wonker's court, Dakota Saldivar, who is now 20, received the same sentence as Michael Wilson. Wilson pled guilty to the murder and assault with a deadly weapon with enhancement. Judge Wonker sentenced him September 9th to the maximum allowable sentence, life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 10 years and 8 to 20 years for the assault with a deadly weapon. The public defender's office says they will serve no less than 40 years in prison.
Last night was the final presidential debate prior to the 2020 election. President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden squared off in Nashville, Tennessee at Belmont University. Kristen Welker, White House correspondent for NBC News, was the moderator for this event. This debate had fewer interruptions than the last debate and focused on a range of topics. The candidates squared off on COVID-19, American families, race in America, climate change, national security, and leadership. The 90-minute back and forth came as millions of Americans are headed to the polls for early voting, many having already done so. Early voting in Nevada began on October 17th, and according to an interview with Nye County Clerk Rachel Aldana, the turnout for early voting since Saturday has been steady. The line at the Rood Community Center at times has extended well down Basin Avenue as people wait for their turn at the voting machine. Election Day is November 3rd, and early voting will continue to October 30th in Pahrump. You can vote, still register to vote, and even change your address up until that time at the Bob Rood Community Center, Monday through Saturday from 10 till 6. You can vote using your mail-in ballot by dropping it off at the Rood Center in Pahrump. Voting hours on Election Day are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and voting across Nye County takes place at either the community center or the clerk's office.
And a large red glow lit up the night sky on the north side of Pahrump for a multi-structure fire that occurred Thursday night, right before midnight. Around 11:30 last night, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue were dispatched to a structure fire on Ambler Way near Barney Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, as well as auxiliary units, arrived on scene to find several structures fully engulfed in flames. This residence is said to be vacant at the time of the fire, which is surrounded by mesquite trees. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and the Nevada State Fire Marshal are investigating the cause.
Your Business First brief is coming right up after the break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. Optum Care Network of Nevada, offering Medicare Advantage members more than 3,000 primary and specialty care providers throughout the state.
Welcome back. Goldman Sachs fined for bribing foreign leaders, unemployment applications are down, and stock prices for McAfee dropped. More in your Business First brief.
Topping our news, Goldman Sachs will pay a record $2.9 billion for bribing foreign leaders in Southeast Asia connected to a wealth fund known as 1MDB. That fund was supposed to help develop Malaysia's economy. Instead, those involved embezzled $4 billion and used that money to buy real estate in Beverly Hills and New York, as well as yachts, jets, and expensive art. Goldman Sachs is taking back compensation from former Goldman CEO Lloyd Blankfein and current CEO David Solomon to cover the cost of the penalty. Checking the economy, the number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits came in under 800,000 for the first time since March. There are still 8.3 million on unemployment. Cybersecurity company McAfee failed to impress with its first day back to public trading. The IPO priced in at $20, but dropped at the opening.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, the Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies recently underwent a portion of their recertification training. News 25 was able to speak with Lieutenant Adam Tibbetts, who told us more.
Nevada law requires that every peace officer receive training each year in various subjects. They have to get defensive tactics training each year, refresher in the use of force, any less lethal munitions that they use, such as taser or pepper spray, they have to recertify in. And today they're covering both defensive tactics and the firearms training. Every year they're required to have training in some category of some discipline related to the firearms, as well as 2 qualifications per year to guarantee that they're proficient enough with their guns to hit the target. The mandatory firearm is the Glock 17, which is a 9mm, and on top of that they also have AR-15s, which is .223 caliber. On top of the defensive tactics, the less lethal, the use of force, and the firearms training, they're required to take a minimum of 12 hours of training in various subjects. Those subjects include crisis intervention, verbal de-escalation, bias recognition, officer well-being, and mental illnesses. We always exceed that level of training each year by dozens of hours usually. So today they'll receive a total of 5 hours training in firearms and 5 hours recertifying in their defensive tactics. Generally, they receive upwards of hundreds of hours of training each year. One of the progressions in law enforcement nationwide is a move more towards crisis intervention and the de-escalation model rather than the traditional use of force model. In the Nye County Sheriff's Office, we've always taught crisis intervention and verbal de-escalation, and just last year, Nevada made it a law that it's required for all officers to receive this training yearly. We would always rather resolve conflicts peacefully without having to result in any kind of use of force. Even the application of handcuffs is technically a use of force, but we'd rather those handcuffs go on peacefully rather than with some kind of fight or weapons being involved. Another training that we offer that's of great importance to law enforcement these days is the bias recognition. And that's not just recognition of racial bias, but implicit bias that exists in almost everybody. People have a natural tendency to sort of simplify their decision-making process by taking these shortcuts or biases in coming to the conclusions that they come to. And we teach officers to overcome that and truly filter out the facts from any preconceived notions or emotions. Another training that is mandatory by Nevada law as of last year is recognition of mental illness and how to handle those things. And on top of that is officer well-being. We like to make sure that our officers are healthy as well. Officers do have a high rate of suicides and divorces and things like that. So we like to make sure that our officers are healthy as well.
Nye Communities Coalition is offering 2 free courses on diabetes education. Leanne Luna stopped by to tell us more.
We've got 2 of them going on. The first one is the Stanford Diabetes class. It's a 6-week class that runs 2.5 hours a week. It's on Thursdays from 4 to 6:30. It goes over a toolbox of tools you can use in self-management for diabetes. So we teach you things like communication, eating right, healthy eating, and exercise, and decision-making, communication. It's a whole toolbox. It's a plethora of things. And if you go 4 classes in this series, we give you an hour with a nutritionist. We have the National Diabetes Prevention Program. It is actually a coaching program. So you enter this program for a year, and you get a life coach that teaches you all sorts of lifestyle changes to apply to diabetes prevention. This is virtual. Both of these were virtual. So you can contact me, Leanne, Leann, at nycc.org, and we'll give you the code. It's a Zoom code, and if you have trouble with Zoom, we'll walk you through it.
Applications are now being accepted for veterans banners in the Calvada Eye, and we'll tell you more about that after the break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, if you are a veteran or know a veteran, applications are now being accepted at the Nye County Administration Building for the Veterans Banner Program. News 25 spoke with Dr. Tom Waters about the program and how you can nominate a veteran to appear on a banner.
The Veterans Banner Program is a program for Nye County where we put up banners on Calvada, and we're also going to expand into Tonopah. And this is to recognize veterans for having served our country. We have applications, and the applications are located. You can get them online, going to Nye County website, or you can go to the office, and they have them there. The Nye County Administration Building, they're right there. They'll put your picture, the picture that you submit. They'll put the dates that you served and the service, the branch of service. Yes. Deadline for application. They should be going in right now. So it started on the 1st of October. It'll go through 31 December. The new banners will go up the beginning of January, and they'll be up for 3 years. The county is managing it, and I think they're going to do a fantastic job. We started with the Finance Committee, and we were doing all the managing and just looking for the county to put them up for us. But the county has found a way to go ahead and manage the entire program, and we're glad to let them do that.
It's very important to keep your PC safe. After all, it helps protect your data and personal information. In today's Great Computer Deals quick tutorial, Josh Osborne explains the steps you can take to protect yourself from the top 3 enemies of your computer.
Hi, it's Josh with Pahrumps' own Great Computer Deals. Let's get right into it. It's time for another quick tutorial. Josh's brutal truth, the top 3 enemies of your computer. Scammers. They're out there, folks, and they are showing themselves by phone or pop up on your computer screen. Just say no and never let anyone remote into your PC, no matter what they say. Junk programs. There's tons of software out there, but very little of it is actually worth having. Stop downloading browser plugins, junkware, and other bloatware programs. You're not helping yourself. Sketchy websites. It only takes one bad website to totally screw up your computer. Be careful with websites that you don't know and trust. The promise of a free movie download is not worth the risk. Why trust a technician when you can trust a friend? Great Computer Deals is located at 1190 East Highway 372. Call us at 775-990-8833.
Well, let's go to Darby with today's Save a Pet and meet Maggie.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, I'm Darby here at Desert Haven Animal Society, and today we are joined with Maggie. Maggie is about a 2-year-old Labrador mix. She's very thin and tall. She is a brownish color, beautiful, like grayish eyes. She's super sweet, very, very human friendly. Instantly came up and started cuddling with us and going and saying hello to everybody. She likes to sit on your lap. She thinks she's a lap dog. Unfortunately, Maggie prefers to be the only dog in the home. But if you want to come and see her and her cute little personality, go and give them a call to make an appointment, 775-751-7020. You can always check them up on their Facebook page at Desert Haven Animal Society.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler from Channel 25 KPVM News. Standing outside of Smith's grocery store here on Highway 160 tomorrow. The Nye County Sheriffs are going to be doing a prescription drug take-back program. If you've got a bunch of the good stuff hanging around your house, you don't know how to get rid of it safely, legally, this is the place to do it. It's tomorrow. It's Saturday at Smith's here on Highway 160. Come on in with your old prescriptions, and the Nye County Sheriff's Office will be happy to see you and take that bad stuff out of good circulation. All right, so that's the plan. It's going to be a beautiful day to bring your drugs back tomorrow. We'll tell you all about that beautiful day and the weather for the weekend when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 studios, and this is your weather report. Man, it seemed like we were riding that Indian summer for a long, long time. I think we're getting our comeuppance right now. Check it out in Fernley. It's 60 degrees for a high today, 34 for a low tonight. Out in Fallon, even cooler, 59 degree for a high today, 29 for a low. Ay, ay, ay. Carson City, 67 degrees, 35 is your low tonight. Out in Tonopah, got all the way up to a roasty, balmy 64. Woof. 32 is your low tonight. That's freezing. 67 degrees out in Coldfield, no problem. Freezing weather. Goldfield, well, they don't care. 32 degrees for a low. No problem. Beatty, 77 was your high today. 45 for a low. Out in Amargosa, you're all the way up to 81 degrees. I think you're setting the high mark. Almost. 49 degrees for a low tonight. Las Vegas, 81 also was your high. And 58 for a low tonight. And in Death Valley, all right, there's the high mark. 90 degrees, is that as hot as it got in Death Valley? Good golly, yep, we're getting our winter weather on. 63 for a low tonight. Out here in God's country, well, Pahrump, we saw, 81 for a high. It's about 80 degrees currently, winds out of the south-southwest to 7 miles per hour. We got 14% humidity in the evening, and it's going to be picking up towards morning. I think we might have some clouds. Sunrise this morning at 6:58 a.m. Set this evening, it'll set at 5:57. So we gave up 4 more minutes of daytime, gained 4 more minutes of night. 54 degrees is your low tonight. East-south easterly winds to 6 miles per hour. Yeah, look at that humidity, 28%. And we'll get a little cloud cover that comes with it towards morning. That'll make a pretty sunrise, don't you think? Hey, let's take a look at, we head on into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, all right, temperature's not too bad. Monday, bottom drops out. 59 degrees is your high Monday. And look at the winds kicking up Sunday and Monday. These are just like average wind speeds. 13 mile an hour, 19 mile an hour. You know there's going to be some gusts to 30 and 40 miles an hour. So if you treasure your lawn furniture, maybe think about, securing it. Be a good idea, especially this weekend. Give you a little weekend project. How about that? Heading into the cold of Monday. All right, that's your weather report. I'm John Kohler. Back to the desk. Deanna, Missy.
All right. Thanks so much, John. And a little bit of wind coming up this weekend.
That's what I hear, and temperatures cooling off a little bit.
Kind of nice for that. So let's talk about the COVID-19 project. Simply Divine is doing that in conjunction with KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio. We're asking for you to nominate a person who you think could use a makeover. And that includes a new hairstyle and even color and cut, a pedicure and manicure. We're so happy that Simply Divine is doing this with us. This is going to make somebody just a special gift. And so you can nominate them by sending in their story here at KPVM-TV. You can send it to Deanna at KPVM25.tv. Hopefully we'll have your nomination by October 31st.
Something else we're really excited about coming up, Halloween and trunk or treat on the Betty Loop. We need volunteers. What are you doing Halloween night? Come on out and join us. We're going to park our cars a socially safe distance from each other, and we're going to give candy to the kids because it's all about them. We're looking for volunteers, though. Businesses or families that want to decorate their trunk, hand out candy. Maybe you can't be there. You'd like to donate candy or money for us to buy candy. We'll take that as well. We'll be doing that October 31st, 5 until 8 p.m. on Betty Loop up behind Home Depot. If you want to find out how you can help, email sales@qualitysignsnv.com or call 775-727-9400. We're looking forward to this. It's going to be a good time next weekend.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good night all the way around. All right. Well, speaking of a good night, we hope that you guys have a good night and a wonderful weekend. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Cole. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. There you go.
Stay safe. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.